All right. How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, we're back. Now we're doing the Fire Emblem aspect of the Patreon poll. Before we start, just letting everyone know we're still at CowaCon in San Antonio at the end of February.
Yep.
We have a few shows in March. We'll probably mention them in the next one when we actually get a little closer to them. Because right now it's really early February. There's no real reason to mention them just yet.
Are they in Texas or?
A few of them are.
Okay, good.
But that'll be for the next one, I think, because this will come out next week or something like that when it's a bit, still early February. So I don't really think there's too big of a reason to start talking about March shows because the March ones are also at the end of March.
Yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to do all the standard, like, comment, subscribe, neg rep us on Yelp, ring some bells, like your Patty LaBelle. And obviously this goes out early on Patreon. Everyone sees this several weeks early. If you want your name in the credits also, be sure to give us $1. $1 gets you almost everything. $5 over there gets you everything.
Yep, the current poll going right now is the lore poll between Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy. So if you want to have me draw something with the deeper lore between the two, go right ahead and vote there. It's currently neck and neck at the moment. So
don't spoil it, but I'm hoping the next lore involves FromSoft.
No.
What?
It does not.
What? That's the ultimate in lore.
No.
Oh, no.
It's much funnier.
Okay. As long as it's funny.
Yeah.
All right, okay. If we're putting aside serious topics for funny ones, then I'm all right with it.
And plus, it's something that actually would sell out of the bin.
That's true, yeah. Dark Souls stuff is rough.
Yeah, you get the Artorias fans, and that's it.
It really is. Yeah, there's a couple other good characters, but yeah, doing more than 2 would be a lot.
Yeah, even 4 is way too much.
Yeah, that's why I was it would be Nameless King, and I don't even know who else after that.
Yeah.
So
Quailag.
that's why I was thinking everyone from FromSoft.
Yeah.
You pick a Sekiro thing, pick this thing.
Yeah,
thing.
right.
But yeah.
But even then,
yeah.
Sekiro.
It's weird how many people ask if we have something from Sekiro, though. Because they see the other ones and they're like, oh, you have Sekiro?
I've never been there for that because I've never once heard anyone ask for Sekiro. Everyone's always been like, oh, Melania, I fucking hate that bitch.
Oh, I've been there and a few people have just been like, nothing for Sekiro? And I was no, not really.
No, no one's ever asked me for Sekiro.
Okay.
I've never been there when someone's like, where's the Sekiro merch at? Everyone forgot.
Well, not super into it.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
No one's been there and asked.
Oh, okay. I've had several people just mention it because they see the other games.
Yeah,
there.
No one's ever asked me for Sekiro
anything.
Okay. So it's I haven't been bullied into it.
Got you. Yeah, no, I don't think it would be worth it anyway. But
No, I talked to somebody about this where it was why does no one ever talk about Sekiro? And then the guy was telling me, it was I don't know, man. It's probably just because it was actually a good game and there's no discourse because it's just good.
Yeah, it's just too good.
But that was just his.
It was Game of the Year. So.
It was, yeah. So was Elden Ring 2, and everyone still has discourse for that game. So
that's true. That is interesting to think about.
But it was because Sekiro, when it won Game of the Year, no one thought it would.
That's true. I remember that. I was so shocked.
Either way, before we stay on this for too long.
That's true.
Let's get on to the actual video here.
All right, I'm gonna start it right now.
But yeah, for Sekiro, no one ever talks about it. It's just one of those games that kind of threw into the radar, probably just because it's one of those when did that game come out? 2019.
I believe it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah.
So,
anything that came out right before COVID, I think, has a weird
some interesting stuff. Yeah.
It's Animal Crossing came out right before the pandemic and was
the thing saving society.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, the pre-pandemic dichotomy of either you've been completely forgotten by the world or you are overemphasized and memorized by the world.
Yeah.
Like all the Pokemon all the card game stuff.
Yeah, card
game. Pre-COVID, nobody's really caring, and right then, it's just all right, everyone start buying.
Yeah, it's because collectibles make sense. And everyone got fun money.
Also, nobody had anywhere to go, so it's what's something I can do at the house? I can buy collectibles.
Right. Play all those games in the backlog.
Yeah, and then of course it was Logan Paul pulls the Charizard, so everyone's like, Charizards were how much?
Yeah,
you know?
And then everyone's
oh shit, I should just start buying everything.
Gold mines.
Pretty much.
Collectibles
were very undervalued for a long, long time, to be honest.
Gold in them there hills.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, COVID's weird. It made a lot of things very weird, but Sekiro is one of those ones that it was in that weird spot where anything that was there was kind of just forgotten. At least because it was 2019 is when that game came out, and then it was won the Game Awards. Everyone was shocked, confused, and then we moved on.
It also didn't have much DLC or anything to keep it around, because Dark Souls has had 3 games now. Demon Souls had a remake, and it was popular forever,
Mm-hmm.
So
it's probably because Sekiro's not on Switch.
Oh, you're right. Obviously. I feel like there's some strangely specific Switch glitches for Dark Souls. Or there are glitches you can't do on Switch because of the frame rate.
Switch is weird. There's a lot of any Switch port that's from another PS or a PC or something like that is always bad.
I do know there are specific glitches for Dark Souls that only work with certain frame rates because of the rolling animation and the jumping and stuff. If you have it, I think at 60 frames, it doesn't work. You have to have it at the original frame rate.
Yeah.
Of 30 or something like that.
That sounds right, yeah. But Sekiro is, again, it's one of those ones that just never really comes up because probably for numerous amount of reasons. But the person who I specifically talked to said because it was the perfect game and didn't need to be, talked about other than, just still good.
The council meeting, like we've said.
It's still good. But yeah, I don't know. Also, speaking of games, though, too, with Fire Emblem, the new one, I keep jumping back and forth whether or not I want to play it or not.
Oh my god, tell me about it.
Because,
there's so many times I'm sitting here and I'm just I'm going to watch someone else's review of this, and they're all kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Gameplay.
Yeah.
They're gameplay, and I'm just thinking man, I need the deets from Matt on this Eric copy of how he thinks it's going. Well, and I'm just thinking about buying it myself at the end of the month almost.
Yeah, because I talked to him, and he's just been he legit he almost didn't have a chance to play it during this snowstorm because he left it at work.
Oh wow!
But he got it back before they closed down. So
okay, good.
I don't know what he's been playing or if it's been good. I just know that he keeps saying that the difficulty hasn't ramped up yet, and that the fusing with your previous Emblem Lord, Shine On Engage, is really broken. Even though you only get it for 3 turns, it's still just any enemy you touch in those 3 turns is just dead.
Mm. You got past Chapter 10? That's all I keep hearing is Chapter 10 is a very good pivot point in this game.
Last I checked, he was on Chapter 10. So
okay.
I have no clue.
I know that's a story pivot, but also a lot of the people who were talking about the gameplay, I think they were playing it on higher than normal.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
He's playing it on normal classic. I don't, because the normal is weird because there's no, so the way it is was it's normal, hard, maniac. For this one, and so normal is technically easy mode, which is weird to say. Because normally you're always normal, it's.
I was gonna put it on hard.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have no idea. Based on what I've seen, you're probably better off doing hard as opposed to normal if you've played Fire Emblem at all. Mm-hmm. Just because it's I know how to position things. I know how to mechanically understand the new mechanics. Because they have all these other things that they added, chain blocking, chain attacking.
I saw the chain stuff, and I was gonna ask you. That wasn't either. I did ask you, or I was going to ask you. That's not in the last game because that's so confusing. I had never seen that.
This is new, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's always some new mechanic I lose after I skip a generation of it.
Yeah, this is completely new.
That makes sense.
All of the new things that are in the game are the chains, chain attack and chain blocking.
Okay.
Then
the break mechanic.
The break mechanic for the weapon triangle is
also
which
new. Seems nutty.
Yeah, it's basically just really rewards you for, knowing what beats what.
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah, which they haven't had the triangle for a while.
That is so weird to me to think about that, because that was such a, pivotal part of the game.
It's because they brought back different weapons.
Yeah.
So, with, 3 Houses, Fates, they weren't, just, the sword, spear, and axe. They had, all
A
this
quick
other
comment.
stuff.
I really like how you started going and making all that line sticker around the outside.
Yeah,
And a lot of more of your recent stuff.
helps bolden it.
Yeah, I think it's made them look a lot like they really pop. Like people say that, at the thing. So I like that descriptor,
Oh, for sure.
So, but yeah, back to what we were saying.
But yeah, so the other games haven't had the weapon triangle because they've had other weapons. Like like Fates had a whole mess of other weapons and things like that.
Okay,
because of they have the Japan versus Europe.
Yeah.
So there was no point in doing a weapon
Yeah.
triangle.
I did see that like the fist weapons and the daggers and stuff are incorporated into other things against like magic and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, because they didn't do that for Three Houses because of the fists that were at.
That's what I
thought.
thought.
That was the first time they were at.
Yeah, they didn't have a thing like that, from what I heard.
Yeah, and when they did the remake for Gaiden with Shadows of Valentinia, they had the weapon triangle, but they tried to add in a weapon triangle for magic as well. Mm-hmm. And that didn't really do too well.
Okay, they originally have had a magic triangle.
Yeah,
before,
they
right?
have.
Well, it was just because they've had like the light, dark. It was light, dark, and arcane, or holy. Or yeah. So
they tried to add that in. They also made so that arrows didn't do as much damage to flying units in Gaiden, in the Gaiden remake.
That's interesting.
Which was weird.
That's always been like a pivotal way to destroy flying units.
And they also made it so that archers could attack from right next to you, as opposed to having to be one space away.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So that game's still bad. Don't play that remake.
No, but that is an interesting take. Because I think you could do that if you had a short bow.
Yeah, you can do it with short bow.
But most games you can do it with short bow.
Yeah, the only time it didn't come up, it came up where it mattered was the longbow.
Yeah, longbow makes sense. You have a longbow.
Yeah, but normal bow, you're a harrier basically, and you can just hit from wherever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, this new one, the mechanics look really good, and like some of the designs, like after having to look at them so often because they keep popping up in social media and things like that, you're like, well, some of these designs aren't so bad, but like
no, it's mostly the shapes of their faces that kind of
they're all very round.
Yeah, they're just too round because they're supposed to be VTubers.
Yeah,
they're designed by a VTube designer, and so their faces are just too round.
Yeah, they're all.
That's what bothers me the most. Yeah, moe is like the perfect way to describe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like that.
Even most of the guys are just kind of like moe. Also, there's just weird that they just designed Dimitri again.
I think I saw that person. Oh, it's the person who starts with you or whatever, right? There's some blonde guy?
Yeah, blonde guy. It's you get him in like chapter 3 or 4.
Okay, I've just seen a lot of like
and
play with him, so I know he's early on.
He's a spear. He has a spear as well, and you're just like, why are we doing Dimitri again? Like,
that's really funny.
Like
he focus tested so popularly.
I mean, he was pretty popular, but that was because of the fact he went feral in this part 2 and had an eye patch. Like no one likes him in the in the pre-time skip because he's a stick in the mud.
Gaia, okay.
That's his whole personality, is to be a stick in the mud.
No one liked me before I put on the eye patch.
Yeah, I became feral. Yeah, that's why I also hated him too when he went back to normal immediately after one chapter.
Oh, wait, what? He's only feral for one chapter?
No. He's feral for multiple chapters, but it took just like one chapter to immediately bring him back to being a stick in the mud.
Got you. Okay.
Which is like, what is even the point?
Yeah, right?
You made him feral, and then you just, now he's redeemed. One chapter. That's all we needed.
One chapter redemptions are really annoying. I think we talked about that from My Hero, right? Because Deku was like doing all of that stuff, and then they have the thing with that gun girl, and then it's just like, alright guys, I'm done.
Yeah, because they catch him.
Yeah.
It's because also the story is like really fast paced and trying to get to the end as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm. But no. Yeah. The designs aside, the game looks like it's fun in the sense of the word, and also it's like, well, this is the only Fire Emblem game I'm going to be getting for the next 5 years. Yeah, they work on a very long cycle. That's how they can make the games good. Yeah, it's like, come on, Pokemon.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
just wait 5 years, man.
Just give Pokemon some fucking time, man. Like, they're finding their sweet spot finally. Give them time.
Yeah, also apparently the new Fire Emblem game immediately upon release dethroned Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Japan.
Really? I knew it was very popular. I didn't know it beat out Pokemon instantly.
In terms of sales.
Sorry, we're pointing at something.
Could be anything.
Yeah, go watch the full-length video.
Yeah. But yeah, it beat it out in sales. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, though, when that came out, its sales beat out all of the previous Pokemon games.
Really?
From Sun and Moon onward.
Sun and Moon onward. Okay, yeah. I was like, what? I was a little shocked at that statement. Okay.
Yeah, from Sun and Moon onward.
That makes sense, though.
It beat out all of the sales, like, combined.
I would believe that, yeah.
So Scarlet and Violet was a very popular game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's fun. I found they got a good spot, basically, for where Pokemon probably should be going. I still don't care for, like, open world stuff, and they should probably put more, stuff in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fine. Characters were good. Gym leaders are memorable.
I liked your idea where it was like, it's open world until you need some more dungeons and puzzles and stuff. Because, that was like a big part of Pokemon.
Yeah, so, but like, with this open world, if they have DLC, there's probably going to be some, like, nodes where you go to other areas and things like that. Because it's all in, like, mechanically or coding-wise, it's all in one world. That's why it has so many problems.
Ah, gotcha.
That's why, it seems like with Skyrim. The reason why Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, all of those Bethesda games have problems is because it's not, it is multiple, when you go into a dungeon, it's in a completely separate area and a completely separate folder. But whereas the overworld has a lot of problems because, it's all one big
so much is going on.
And has to constantly be rendering and things like that. It's the same with Pokemon right now. It has to constantly remember where they're at, what they're rendering.
No, that makes sense.
So, once they figure out how to, section it off a bit better, I think it'll probably be fine. But Pokemon's fine. I think it's in a good spot. The designs took a while for me to get to like them, but that's how Pokemon always is.
For sure.
Like Pokemon ever past Gen 4, I think.
Yeah.
Gen 5 had a lot of just really some bangers. I'm gonna say past Gen 5. Past Gen 5, the Pokemon start being a bit more weird to me.
They feel like they're reaching a bit harder.
Yeah,
is the way I feel most people put it.
Yeah, I would argue it's just more like their designs are, they have a different. First of all, the lead designer changes by the time they get to X and Y.
That makes sense.
One, and then two, it's like the designs are a bit all over the place. There's not really a unifying theme, and then they also tend to be over-designed.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the easy design space was used up early on.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because, you never know if you're going to get a sequel, so...
Yeah, and then also, with Pokemon, though, it's the early designs are just going to be early designs, because they're, what's his name? Sugimori.
Yeah.
And they're, done with, watercolor, and now everything's done digitally, and, it's easier to do, they look a lot, chonkier back in the day, because that's just how they were, and how he drew. Now everything's going to be a lot smoother. If you look at Pikachu now versus when it first came out, everything just kind of, slims down and, gets a bit more sleek. That's how it is.
All right. Well, the piece looks like it's wrapping up. I really like the way you do the eyes, just drawing them in marker, I know you do that because then it looks like it's part of the fabric.
Oh, yeah, those eyes. I was looking at...
the eyes on the coat. You do them on Tharja's cape also, that. It makes them look a lot better.
Yeah, it's just because it's not something that's supposed to be a super focal point.
Yeah.
But they do exist there.
So this is about to be done. And some last minute touches here to this purple.
Yep, to make the cape a little bit more flowy.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I really like this piece. I think it came out great.
Yeah, Henry's a fun character. I bet you probably when my hands were moving, it was me talking about Henry's character.
I think so, yeah.
I think I remember talking a bit about, localization and things like that.
There was a lot of talk about that. I did mention that in the post. I started doing, when I post the long version, I'll be like, we talk about whatever, and this dumb thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense. The localization for this guy.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, factually says Jinkies.
Yeah, if you want the full story, sign up and watch the uncut version over on Patreon. Just $1.
Head over to the Patreon.
Yeah, right? We gotta pay these bills, man.
Read the manga.
Right?
But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for this one. Shout out to all the patrons. all 4 of them.
Yeah. To Sam, Lexi, Allie, and Ed.
Yeah.
So if you want your name in the credits to become one of the illustrious ones.
Yeah, the 4 kings.
Yeah. If you want to be the 5th emperor here,
right.
go sign up. Just $1. Pretty much everything we do, $5 gets you everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, and if you feel frisky and you want to get something nice like this sent to you every month, we've even got a tier for that.
Yep.
So,
we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, have a great day, everybody.